Good evening, everyone. This is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my monthly Step It Up Sunday. For those of you that have never joined me for Step It Up Sunday, I actually take, I make 3 projects and I start out with the clean and simple, step it up twice to show you some more detailed cards. Hi everyone, I can see you all coming on. First thing I want to do tonight is draw the name for a door prize for the month of March, where I had the By the Bay stamp set up for grabs. So everyone that placed orders with me during the month of March, your name is in here. And this also includes paper pumpkin customers. So let me pick one. And the winner is Colleen Welch. So congratulations, Colleen. You are the winner of the By the Bay stamp set. Now for the month of April, I have the Tea Together stamp set, which was a celebration stamp set. So anyone that places orders with me, either in person, online, or paper pumpkin, your name will be entered. Also, what I have going on for the month of April, anyone that places a $50 order or more will earn a coupon for free shipping in the month of May. So this is good for the whole month of April, and a lot of you have placed orders already, so you'll qualify for my free shipping in May. So tonight, I am actually using some brand new products that were featured yesterday at On Stage. And I'll explain to you why I have these products in my hand already. I was asked to be a presenter at the Quebec, Canada On Stage, and I ended up having to cancel the week before because we found out some bad news, medical news for my husband. So I had to cancel, but somebody did my presentation for me. So let me show you all of the new products I'm using tonight. The Floral Essence stamp set. This will be available to demonstrators in May and to customers on June 1st. Now with the stamp set, there's a coordinating Perennial flower punch. You're going to see me use that tonight. And then we also have the Perennial Essence Designer Series paper. So let me dig that out. Now I've used some of it already, but I'm going to show you all 12 patterns. They're all beautiful, rich, vibrant. They almost look like watercolor. So let me go through the first 6 patterns. I'm going to try to go a little slow so you can see them all. There's number 3. Number 4. Look at this one. Isn't that pretty? Now this one I don't have a full sheet because I used it on some of my projects. Now let me flip it over and show you side number 2. Now these are more not flowered colors, but look how bright that is. There's number 2. Number 3. That one. Another one with some green, different greens. And then this last one. So this again is the Perennial Essence Designer Series paper. I have 2 more items that go with this suite. These are called Floral Essence Floral Centers. I only have a few left because I used most of them on my projects for On Stage. I'm going to give you a little close-up. Now these are a little bulky. Let me bring them close to the camera. I hope you guys can see them. They're really, really fuzzy. I don't know how else to explain. Almost like a flocking. And if you flip them over, you can see that they have adhesive so that you just peel and stick. So I'm going to use that tonight on one card. And my last new product is the striped petal pink ribbon. Let me move this over so you can see. So it's kind of opaque in the middle, and it has little stripes going across, and it's very, very light and easy to work with. So let me go ahead and move all of this stuff. So again, tonight I'm doing Step It Up Sunday. So my first card is always a simple card. Let me bring in my pieces. And when I do a simple card, it mostly means stamps, ink, and paper, which is the SIP, the SIP acronym, or the hashtag simple stamping. So let me bring in the first sample to show you. So this is using the new stamp set and the new designer paper. This is the thick Whisper White, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I'm trying to see you guys here. I can't see your comments for some reason. Let me just reset my iPad. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder. And the designer paper is the one with the Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape flowers in it. That's 4 1/4 by 2 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the bottom of my card base. So you guys, I made so many samples for on stage with this set that you're going to see a lot coming on my blog and on Facebook. I'm going to start featuring them this week, so you'll see a lot of samples. Now let me just trim this. And then I have a little strip of Blackberry Bliss, 4 1/4 by 1/4 inch wide. That's just going to go right over the top of the designer paper. Again, let me trim. Now for ink colors, I'm going to give you all 5 ink colors I'm using tonight. I'm using Blueberry Bushel, Blackberry Bliss, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, and Old Olive. So the sentiment on this card says, with friendly thoughts and best wishes today and every day. That's going to be with the Blueberry Bushel. And I'm going to stamp that over right in the center above the Blackberry Bliss. Next is the Blackberry Bliss ink with the large flower image. I should talk a little bit about the flowers. So you have a few here that are just lined image that you can actually use to color with. And then you have the bolder images. And then this one here is the one that goes with the punch. And I'm going to show you how to use that. Okay, there's my flower. And I'm also, now because we have the little embellishments, but because I'm doing a clean and simple, I'm actually going to use the image to stamp the center of the flower. Okay, and that fits perfectly in there. So that's card number 1. This is my clean and simple. So now we're going to step it up with card number 2. Let me see, I still need the same ink colors. Now on this one, I'm using Blueberry Bushel, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I have to tell you, I had somebody ask me the other day why I use this card measurement a lot. I prefer the standing tall rather than folding this way, because I take a lot of photos for my blog and for Facebook, and my cards actually look better when they're standing this way. That's the only reason. You guys could actually do the 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 scored at 4 1/4 and fold right there. Now we need 2 pieces of Whisper White. And these measure 4 inches by 5 1/4, a scrap piece of white. This time we're also going to use the new ribbon. And this is the stepped up version. So this will be card number 2. And all I did on this one is repeatedly stamp the flower image. I just kind of fill in all of the white space. Now I'm going to stop just for a second, and I'm going to do the sentiment because it goes down here. I want to leave myself some room. Now this one says, all days are beautiful that begin with you. It's going to go right there. Now I'll continue on with the flower. And then we're going to add a few of the leaves with Old Olive. So I'm pretty much just filling in the background. Let's see, I think I'll add just a few at the top, just squeeze them in. Okay, so we've got a little bit of green there. Now, what I did on this is I actually stamped and cut out this flower. So I'm gonna stamp one more flower. And I used an aqua painter, and I'm not going to squeeze it at all. I'm just going to rub it across. Well, maybe I do need to. Let me just squeeze it just for a little bit, just to add a little bit of, I don't want it to be very wet because I'm actually using the inked lines to add my color. Okay, so let me just go through. So I'm hardly even squeezing on the water. Now I'm going to add the crushed curry in the center. I'm going to do the same thing, whoops, on the background flowers. Okay, so those are all filled in. Now I just need to cut this flower quickly using my paper snips. If you guys don't have any of of our paper snips, you don't know what you're missing. A lot of you tell me that you hate to fussy cut, but these scissors, they just pretty much steer themselves. These are the best scissors ever. I think I have 4 pairs on my counter. Of course, I use them for my classes too, but... Okay, I'm almost done with the cutting. Now we're going to add the ribbon. So what I'm going to do with that is wrap it around the back. So I'm just going to add some glue in the back on each side. Bring in the ribbon. It's going to go below my sentiment, so about 1/4 inch from the bottom. And all I'm doing is wrapping it towards the back, and it's adhering to the glue there. Now we can glue the whole layer to the front. And that's my blueberry bushel. And the flower that I just cut out, I'm going to glue that in place with Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to add a bunch only because it's a little wet still, and the paper did get warped just a tiny bit. So this will keep it flat. I still can't see you guys on my iPad. I don't know why it's not showing me your comments. Now I'm just going to add this right over beside the sentiment. And that's card number 2. So this would be stepped up version number 1. Oh, you know what? I have another piece here because I wanted to do the inside with you. This is how I did the inside. Where is my big flower? Right here. So all I did was stamp a flower in the corner, and then I make them smaller as I go up. Same thing off to the side here. Then we got to do the centers. I don't normally do the inside of my cards on video, but I thought I'd do them tonight. Now I'm just going to add a leaf on the top, one on the bottom, and I'm going to leave it blank for a sentiment. And don't forget to share my video tonight because I'll pick a winner tomorrow sometime for all 3 cards that I'm making. There, and that's the inside. So that's card number 2. Now let's move on to card number 3. Let me see what I need for inks. I don't need the blueberry bushel. So on this one, it's Old Olive, Crushed Curry, Blackberry Bliss, and we're using Flirty Flamingo on this one. And we need a scrap piece of Flirty Flamingo, a scrap piece of Old Olive, Whisper White, 4 inches by 5 1/4 for the inside. I hope I don't forget to do the inside. This is Blackberry Bliss, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, just like the other 2 cards. And then Petal Pink. This one measures 11 inches by 4, and I'm going to score this one. I'll show you how to do that. And then we have 2 pieces of designer paper. This one measures 4 1/2 by 3 1/2, and then just the plain colored one measures 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. So let me move some of this over. And this is the card that I'm making. This is stepped up version number 2 with a little bit of a twist. So we have the card that opens this way. There's the inside. And then we have another portion that opens this way. So this is called a double easel card. It's got 2 pieces that fold. Isn't that neat? So that's the one I'm going to show you how to make. Okay, we've already got the Blackberry Bliss all folded. Now I need to score this one. I'm going to show you how to do this one. Let me move my ink pads. So with the scoring tool, I'm going to score at 5 1/4 and 8 1/8. So just 2 score lines. And then we're going to fold it accordion style. So on the 5 1/4, you're going to fold forward. On the center score line, you're going to fold the other way. So there's your little easel fold. That's going to go right on the front of the Blackberry Bliss cardstock base. So this is like doing 2 cards in one. It's pretty neat. Okay, that goes right in the center. So again, you have the portion that opens this way, and you have the portion that opens this way. Now we're going to add the designer paper. It's a shame to cover this side, isn't it? I just love the purples in this. Okay, now this one's going to go on the inside, and we're going to center that. The little piece is going to go on the front. Let me bring the card back in so you can see it. So that goes right here. And the sentiment on this one says, wishing you a blissful future. We're going to stamp right on the designer paper. I'm going to open up the card so I don't mess up. I'm using Blackberry Bliss. Okay, that goes right on the designer paper. Now, next we got to do the flower. Now, the way this punch works is has 3 petals. So in order to get the 6-petal look, you have to stamp 2 of the flower image and stack them on top of each other. So there's 1, 2, and line up the punch. And I had a lot of fun doing some projects for on stage with this. Like I said, you guys will be seeing them on my blog sometime this week. Now I need my dimensionals. So what I did is I added a dimensional in the center. And then you position the petals where the spaces are in between. and that creates your 6-petal flower. Next, we're going to use these cute little new embellishments. Remove the backing, and that goes right in the center. And these are just so cute. And then I fluff up the petals a little bit. So look how cute that flower is. And I'm also going to add a dimensional on the back. And that's going to go on my card front. Next, I need 2 leaves. And what's great about this leaf, it coordinates with our leaf punch. Now this time we're using Old Olive, and I need 2 of them. And you guys, I'm gonna have to go back and look at your comments when the video's done because I cannot see you. I can see my video in front of me, but I can't see your comments. Facebook has been so wonky this weekend. I couldn't even get on this morning. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just trim the ends of the leaves off a little bit so I can sneak the leaves underneath the flower. And I'm using the liquid glue. And I'm just going to tuck those under. There's 1 and 2. And let's see, we need to do the inside of the card. And I'll do the ribbon last. Now, even though I used 2 punches to make this flower, you can use this flower image without the punch. Because as you can see, you've got 1. And then you just turn and fill in the gaps. Very simple. So there's flower number 2. Flower number 3. And we'll add a couple leaves. And again, I'm not going to use a sentiment. I'm going to put a leaf down here on this one because I left a little bit of a blank space there. So there's the inside of my card, pretty simple. Now, something you could do on this card that I did not do, if you want to add an additional step, so you have the sentiment layer on the inside, you have the sentiment on the front. You could also flip this little part over and put something else in here, another white layer to add another sentiment. Okay, now lastly is my ribbon. I'm going to wrap that around the whole card front. Let me just put that there so you guys can see it. And this ribbon, like I said, is so soft and so easy to work with. Let me just make my bows even. And then I'll just trim the ends at an angle and we're done. Okay, so there's card number 3. So how quick were all these projects? Let me bring them all in. So this was stepped up card number 2. Stepped up card number 1. And the clean and simple card. And let me bring in the stamp set so you guys can see it again. So it's a floral essence. And like I said, this will be available for demonstrators on May 1st. So if you guys were to join my team before May 1st, if you join my team, you'll be able to order all of this stuff a month before customers do. So I would love to have you on my team. Let me know if you're interested and I'll show you how to get on with ordering some supplies, joining, and then pre-ordering in the month of May. So thanks so much for joining me tonight, everyone. I'll be back on Thursday. I can't remember what time I have scheduled with my monthly 3D Thursday class. Have a good night, everyone.